Hi, this is Bart McDonald from Superior Physical Therapy. One of the best lifetime sports I think are available in southeastern Idaho, of course, is golf. And I love golf personally. I think all of my friends that I golf with would say I need a little more time out there on the course. That's probably true. However, when we think about it being a lifetime sport, one of the most fantastic parts about golf is really staying fit and toned enough so that we can do it throughout our life. There's a lot of difficult tendonitis issues and different injuries for low back that we can run into as golfers. And if we can just do some preventative stretching and exercise, we can stay at the top of our game, stay out of injury, and hopefully stay out of the physical therapist's office. Well, we're there for you if you run into a problem. Let's do all we can in prevention. So the first thing that we look at when we look at golf swings is really the parts. Now, we could break it down into the 5 typical parts of a golf swing, but we're just going to look at the functional motions there and how it relates to the body. If we get down into our stance, we get a little bit of a squat here. We kind of get our weight shift correct, looking at our grip, the angle of our elbows, shoulders, knees, wrists, and where our head position is. We begin to take that backswing. As we begin to take that backswing, you can see how there is a force and a moment here at the elbow. One of the most common injuries that I typically see is elbow injuries. And you would think that you would get a lot of outside elbow injuries, but it just happens to be that golfer's elbow is to the inside at that medial epicondyle. It often is because of the loading that takes place and even at the time where we connect with the ball. And as we bring that force down through the arm, the tendinous attachments to the bone is what gets a microfiber type strain or some tears. In order to avoid that, I'm going to recommend a few stretches, and then we're going to go to our next body part. And so typically, even before I get out on the course and on a daily basis, just to be able to take and stretch those flexor tendons all the way up to the elbow, holding that for a good 15 to 20 seconds is not a bad practice for golfers. If we want to go to the back side of the elbow, any lateral epicondyle pain or elbow pain, we're going to do the opposite motion. And again, let's do some stretches and some holds. Now, before we ever get out on the golf course, we can always do some lightweight training at home for the same muscle groups and be able to stabilize at the elbow and at the wrist and just curl that nice and slow is going to increase blood flow and also strength. Now, you might not be a bodybuilder, and most of the golfers are not, but we need to keep those muscles toned, healthy, and have great nutrition demand to the musculotendinous junction. Now, you can do the same in the reverse order, coming back up into extension as well, and I highly recommend that. As we go on through the swing, we have to get into that position where we first squat. And so a lot of golfers will leave their legs out of their toning and exercises. That's a mistake. We need to be able to make sure the quads and glutes have great tone and strength to them. And just at home, whether at home in the gym, some not deep squats, you don't have to over torque or give you too much what I would call retropatellar forces, kneecap forces back behind, but just some wall squats are great for toning. To be able to give it that hold in that same or similar position that we get in our golf stance. Obviously, I'm a little bit deeper here than when I would get into a golf position. Come up and see if you can do some sets of 10. Coming back down and give it that sustained hold. When we mimic that golfer's position, we get into our stance. We're going to have a little bit of squat. Not all the way down here, of course, but we're going to have a little squat there. The other types of exercises that mimic the motion that we get in the golf swing have to do with some chops and some diagonal pulls. And you've probably seen some people doing this in the gym, so I just want to demonstrate a few of these that you can also do at home or in the gym. So with dynamic exercise for golf, one of my favorite ones to mimic the backswing is taking and fixing my TheraBand, which is a great home piece of equipment for golfing exercise. Fix it low, and we're coming from a diagonal coming upwards, just as if we were coming back. I want to get some trunk rotation in that as I would in the swing and try to mimic that swing as best that I can, pulling repetitions through that motion in the same way that I would on the course. and be able to go through it in a much slower, controlled fashion. Again, I'm trying to tone the muscles. They're obviously going to work at a much faster pace when I go through the real swing, but I'm just trying to tone and prepare them for the course. When we want to go forward and isolate the rotational component, I do a horizontal chop. Again, this is just breaking that swing into its different components and being able to perform an exercise that I can perform low, slow, and controlled with the right level of resistance to not cause pain, but to be able to tone those muscles. Now for the follow through, the last exercise I recommend is going another chop exercise diagonally up this direction, and again, just mimicking that golf swing. Nice, slow and controlled, pain-free. Try to keep the elbow locked and straight as we're coming through, and again, mimicking for your stroke and your swing. There's no perfect swing, although Tiger Woods would probably disagree with me, but when I'm out on the course, I see a lot of different motions. So take your motion, take your follow through, and exercise the direction and the motion that you're looking for to be able to produce what you need out on the course. Now, this is kind of the end of my quick and dirty golf preparation exercise course. If you have any problems, come and see us at Superior Physical Therapy. We love to golf, but we love to golf pain-free. We know you do too. So if you have any problems, give us a call, come in, have a consult, let's sit down, let's figure out what your problem is and how to address it and get you back out on the course as fast as possible. In the meantime, keep swinging away.